Hello students, welcome to online biology classes. So this is the seventh day of environmental issue. So almost some vague topic we covered in the last six videos. Yes, in this session we are going to cover the most important topic from the exam point of view also and in the practical life also, that is a greenhouse effect and the global warming. Yes, one more topic is that is ozone hole. That is also the most serious issue. Means along with this one also, these are the global issue where the most of the environmentalists are discussing that one. Now we are going to understand what is the greenhouse effect and the global warming. Yes, so please understand properly and read the textbook thoroughly. Yeah, it is simple. Yes, so shall we start the topic? So greenhouse effect. This term is different and this global warming term is totally different, but both are related. Yes, greenhouse effect means when you observe any agriculture field, which is a modernized one, in some agriculture field, the glass houses are there or the greenhouses are there. So this greenhouse are actually meant to develop some crop plant, specifically in the winter season to get the maximum yield. What happened? So first understand what is the greenhouse effect. Later on we will come to the global warming. So greenhouse word, this one, greenhouse, the term come from phenomena seen in greenhouse. So otherwise we can take this one as a glass house. Yes, so actually this greenhouse meant to develop or winter crop. Winter crop means why it is used? To maintain the optimum temperature which is required to develop this winter crop. So what happens? So this is a glass house. Example. Yes, this is a glass house. So it is a complete closed enclosed container, means nowhere windows are there. So it is made up of glass panes and this is the sunlight. This is the sun. Now everything, the roof, side wall, everything is made up of glass one. So these glass will allow the light to penetrate inside. This glass will allow the light to enter. So once the light enter inside, so the cross ventilation of the windows are completely absent in this one. Inside, due to some, it means the metabolic activity which will take place in the plant also, some gases are released and the internal temperature increases. So here, whatever internal temperature is there, so temperature increases. Yes, this increased temperature help for the development of the plant one. Yes, this is normal film. Now what happens? Inside to this one, the heat releases one. So now these glass panes which allow to light to penetrate but does not allow to heat to escape from this closed chamber. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೋಡೆಗಳು ಅಂತೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಂದ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಲೌ ದ ಲೈಟ್ ಟು ಪೆನಿಟ್ರೇಟ್. ಇದು ಬೆಳಕಿಗೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಲೈಟ್. ದ ರೆಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಲೈನ್ ಇಸ್ light one. So the light will enter, this temperature increases one, so plant growth will take place. So whatever the substance present inside that one, they will emit the heat. So this black color lines are the nothing but the heat one. This heat will not escape outside. So this will again re-reflect towards the inside one only. Gradually the temperature increases. This increased temperature will help for the development of the crop in a proper way. So this phenomena is called as the greenhouse effect, greenhouse phenomenon. The same phenomena we are going to cover in the larger scale, means in earth only. Idan glass house alli ಏನು ನೋಡಿರಲ್ಲ same phenomena ನಾವು ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. So the similar feeling means the greenhouse effect is also experienced in the when you are sitting inside the car, the windows are completely closed one, and that car is parked in an open land just below the sunlight. Suppose so ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿದ್ರಿ, ಇದೇ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಬೆಳಕು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕೂತಿದ್ರಿ. So all windows are closed one. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ವಿಂಡೋ ಓಪನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. The same sunlight will help to increase the temperature. So ultimately ಈ ಕಾರ್ ಒಳಗಿನ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಏನಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Yes, so this is also the greenhouse phenomenon. Simple two-line. Whatever the substance, either the glass or the atmosphere, that will allow the light to penetrate and does not allow to escape the heat one. Clear? Due to that one, temperature increases. The increased temperature necessary for the earth. Clear? So this is a normal phenomenon. When you take the greenhouse phenomena, the earth aspect nodidre, so greenhouse phenomena, greenhouse effect is a normal activity. Yes, it will take place on the earth also. It is normal activity. Due to that one, heating of earth surface and atmosphere take place. So the greenhouse effect is necessary for the heating the earth surface also and heating the atmosphere also. ಈ phenomena ಪೃಥ್ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು. You will be surprised. ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಪೃಥ್ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಫಿನೋಮಿನಾ ಇದ್ದ ಕಾರಣವೇ so the surface temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. Average earth surface temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. ಈ ಪೃಥ್ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಫಿನೋಮಿನಾ ಇದೆ ಎಂದ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದಲೇ average surface temperature 15. Otherwise, suppose ಈ ಪೃಥ್ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ so surface temperature would be minus 18 degrees Celsius. You have understood? This line correct ಆಗಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು greenhouse phenomena in normal small scale ನೋಡಿರಲ್ಲ, whatever the phenomena is observed in the glass house or the car which is parked under the sunlight one. So this phenomena also seen on the larger scale on the earth. Clear? So if the greenhouse phenomena is present, then the average earth surface temperature will be the 15 degrees Celsius. Yeah. If the greenhouse effect is not there, then the average surface temperature may be minus 18 degrees Celsius. Clear? Ella kade barfe irtade, ice irtade. Clear? So this is a normal requirement for the earth. Due to this greenhouse effect only, evolution agutte, temperature increase aitu, organisms are means ನೀರಿನಿಂದ aquatic organism ನೀರಿನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು. So this phenomenon is necessary for the evolution purposes. Okay? But before we are going to understand this one, greenhouse effect in the larger scale, we must understand the insolation. ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಕಿರಣಗಳು ಏನು ಬರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಲೈಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ಸೋಲೇಷನ್ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. So before we understand the greenhouse effect, we must understood the insolation, the solar insolation also, and the composition of the earth atmosphere also. So this is the earth. Yes, try to understand the concept of it. Yeah, so this is the sun. Now this is sun, and This is Sun. And this is the third planet in the solar system, that is a blue planet, that is Earth. Clear? So you already know that the sunlight will reach the Earth's surface in 8 minutes only. So sunlight is coming. So this is a total amount of sunlight which is coming from the sun. Take it as 100%. ಈ 100% sunlight ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Yes. So Earth has atmosphere also. ಈ ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, if you take the Earth one, this one is the atmosphere. Yes. So if you take the atmosphere, in atmosphere also different layers are there. So that is a different topic. ಈ atmosphere layer ಅಲ್ಲಿ 3-4 ಲೇಯರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಟ್ರೋಪೋಸ್ಫಿಯರ್, ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟೋಸ್ಫಿಯರ್, ಮೀಸೋಸ್ಫಿಯರ್, ಎಕ್ಸೋಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಲೇಯರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So this is the overall atmosphere. Clear? So in atmosphere, different gases are there. Atmosphere means it is a mixture of gases. Yes. So this is the atmosphere. This blue color place is hydrosphere and this is the lithosphere. So total 100% light is coming in one. Out of this one, 1/4 of light. 1/4 of light means that is 25%. The 25% of light is either absorbed or reflected by clouds or atmosphere. So actual percentage vary. So if you take this one, out of this 100%, 16% is reflected by the cloud, 4% is reflected by the gases, and almost again 4%, 6% is reflected by the water vapors. Collectively, 25 to 30% light is reflected or absorbed by the either clouds or atmosphere. Yes. Out of this one, only 50% of light will reach us to the Earth's surface. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ 100% ಅಲ್ಲಿ 25% ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದು ಓನ್ಲಿ 50% ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್. 50% ಆಫ್ ಲೈಟ್ reaches the Earth surface. Now, this light is responsible for the heating process. Yes. Now, Earth will heat up. So, ಈ light ಇದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಶಾಖ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ heat warming process will take place. Clear? So, this light reach the surface and responsible for the heating the Earth surface. Yes. Now the Earth surface is heated. Now this Earth surface, including the hydrosphere also, that will emit the light, means heat, in the form of infrared radiation. Now this is a light. Now after the warm body will emit the heat, this is nothing but the heat. The heat is in the form of long wave, that is infrared radiations. Yes. Listen properly one more time. From the sun, 100% light is reaching to the Earth. Out of this one, 1/4 of light is either absorbed or reflected from the atmosphere. Out of this 100%, only 50% of light is capable to reach the Earth's surface, and this light is responsible for the heating the Earth's surface. When Earth is heated, this will emit the radiation, means emit the heat one. This heat is nothing but the long wave or the infrared radiation. This heat will reach the atmosphere now. Yes, it will reach here. Same phenomena is here. Light ಒಳಗೆ ಬಂತು, heat ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. So same phenomena will take place here. This atmosphere will not allow to escape this heat outside. Small amount of heat will escape. Yes, and some amount of heat is re-reflected towards the Earth's surface. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ heat ವಾಪಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ reflection ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So light is penetrated inside, but this atmosphere has some unique composition. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್ ಲೈಟಿಗೆ ಅಲೌ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಬಟ್ ಹೀಟಿಗೆ ಅಲೌ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ ಹೀಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ರೀರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಅರ್ತ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್. ಅಗೇನ್ ಹೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಈ ಹೀಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತು, ಅಗೇನ್ ಹೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. Again this process repeats. This heat is again re-emitted, the long wave radiation. This process will continue. This is a cyclic event. Simple agi, the earth has an atmosphere. In that one some different, it has a different gases, made up of different gases only. So this show the differential behavior. This mixture of gas or atmosphere will allow the light to penetrate and hit the earth's surface. But as the earth's surface heated, and it will emit the heat radiations, that is the infrared radiation, these radiation will reach the earth atmosphere, but this will block that heat. So only small portion of heat is escaped and most of the heat is re-emitted towards the earth's surface. The heat to mat earth surface ibarutte, again it will accelerate, means exaggerate the heating process. So heating process mat ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ, mat long wave radiation ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ re-emit ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, and this process is continuous. It is cyclic in nature. Due to that one, the earth surface temperature, average earth surface temperature is 15 degree Celsius, which is required to sustain the life on the earth also. Otherwise, if the greenhouse effect is not there, just imagine light ಬಂತು, ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಈ ಹೀಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸೋಸ್ಫಿಯರ್, ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೀಎಮಿಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಈ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರು 15 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ದೆನ್ ದ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಇಸ್ -18 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್. ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ನೌ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಫಿನಾಮಿನನ್. Yes, greenhouse effect is a normal phenomenon. So many gases are present in the atmosphere. Atmosphere ಯಾವ gases ಇದೆ? When you take the atmosphere, so in that one different gases are there. So the main contributor for the greenhouse effect means, so first one is a carbon dioxide, second one is a methane, third one is a CFC, fourth one is a nitrous oxide. Yes, so these gases means the temperature ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 60% is responsible for the carbon dioxide only, and 20% is responsible for the methane one, 14% is due to the CFC, and 6% is due to the nitrous oxide. So this is a relative contribution of different gases for the global warming. Means ಈ ಮುಂದಿನ ಆಬ್ಸ್ಟೆಕಲ್, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಇದಿಷ್ಟೇ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕವರ್, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇಸ್ 15 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್. ಬಟ್ recently what happened after industrialization, means pre-industrialization and post-industrialization, means 1950 onwards, the usage of fossil fuel increased. Coal, gasoline, even petrol, diesel, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ so these gases released. Yes, so initially the concentration of these gases in atmosphere is a minimum. Yes, but 1950-1960 onwards ಈ gases concentration atmosphere ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದ ಕಾರಣ ಈ ಫಿನೋಮಿನಾ exaggerate. Yes, so greenhouse effect is a normal phenomenon if the gases concentration is a normal. If the concentration of these gases increases, then the greenhouse effect will exaggerate and the surface temperature increases. Actually not due to the recently, if you observe this one, when you use the petrol, diesel, even if you burn the coal or even the wood also, the carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide releases one, methane gas come from the paddy field also, CFC they are used in the refrigerators, nitrous oxide is also released from the industry. So these are the collectively called as a greenhouse gases ಅಥವಾ greenhouse GH. So proportion ಕೇಳಿಕಟ್ಟ. Greenhouse gases means carbon dioxide, methane, CFC and nitrous oxide. 60% means the for the greenhouse effect means 60% responsibility is the carbon dioxide, 20% responsibility is the methane, 14% is CFC and 6% is the responsibility of the nitrous oxide. Is this clear? Now the greenhouse effect is a normal phenomenon, but due to the human intervention, yes, due to the anthropogenic activity, this greenhouse effect is exaggerated, means phenomena strong agudle surface temperature ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಯಿತು. That phenomena is called the global warming. Yes, same phenomena. Just continue here only. What happens? So same phenomena. What is a global warming? Now the average surface temperature is almost 50 micron. Yes, this is the atmosphere. Now try to understand what is happening in last decade, specifically in the 30-40 years only. So this is the atmosphere. Now try to draw some industry. Due to the industry to automobiles in the so illintra carbon dioxide, carbon emission gases ಎಲ್ಲ emit ಆಗಿದೆ. Clear? So these gases are accumulated in the atmosphere. One. So the concentration of CO2, methane, CFC and nitrous oxide increase. Yes, the relative concentration of these gases increase. One, the light will penetrate. 100% light is coming out of that. 50% light strike the Earth's surface. The Earth's surface heated, and this will emit the long wave radiation, that is the infrared radiations. Yes. Now, if the concentration increase one, the most of this long wave again re-emit towards the Earth's surface, and this process will continue. Yes, and instead of that one, the surface temperature increases. Average surface temperature increases. So some international monitoring bodies are there. Yes, they are monitoring the temperature variation, fluctuation throughout the world. They deduce that in last decade only, some years are there, they are hottest year in the in this century. For example, 1996, 2014, 2016, 2013, these are some hottest year. So it is predicted that, means it is calculated that the average surface temperature increased 0.6 degree Celsius in last 100 years, in this century only, specifically in last 30 decades. 3 decades or 30 years. So ಈ 100 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇಂದ ಭೂಮಿ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇಂದ 0.6 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ NCERT ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 100 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಎವರೇಜ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ 0.6 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 30 ರಿಂದ 40 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ. ಈಗ 30-40 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಯಿತು? ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಯಿತು. ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಯಿತು, ಆಟೋಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಈವನ್ ಅರ್ಬನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಕಾಡುಗಳು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಡಿಫಾರೆಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಯಿತು. ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಒನ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ದ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ವಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್. ಈ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ವಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? The gradual increase in the earth surface temperature due to the exaggerated greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕಾರಣ ಅರ್ತ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ಗಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಸೊ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡುತ್ತೀವಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪೂರ್ವಜರಾಗಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ಕ್ಲೈಮೇಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫೀಲ್ ದಟ್ ಸಮ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಸಿವಿಯರ್, ಸಮ್ಮರ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ವಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದಿದ್ರೆ greenhouse effect is a normal phenomena which is required to maintain the temperature, that is a 15 degrees Celsius. So but due to the human activity some pollutants are released, specifically carbon dioxide, methane, CFC, nitrous oxide. These gases are released into the atmosphere. Due to presence of these gases and differential nature, ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್ ಲೈಟಿಗೆ ಅಲೌ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಹೀಟಿಗೆ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಿಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಹೀಟು ರೀಎಮಿಟ್ ಆಗಿ 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 ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ಗಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು 100 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದ ಕಾರಣ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ವಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್. ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ವಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಬರೀ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ವಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್. ಈ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ simple logically these are the polar area. Yes, suppose temperature will ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸೊ the main question means in this topic, what is greenhouse effect definition ಕೇಳಬಹುದು, what is global warming ಕೇಳಬಹುದು, what are the causes and effects ನು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ವಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣಗಳೇನು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಡೆಗಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸೂತ್ರಗಳು. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್, what are the causes and what are the implications, what are the effects and what are the control measures of the global warming. Now we are going to cover in the same class only after a small pause. Yes students, so next topic is the impact of global warming and control measures. Before that one, so what are the main points what we covered. ಸೊ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ವಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ದ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್. ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಫಿನೋಮಿನಾ ಇಸ್ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸಸ್ ಟು ಗ್ರೋ ದ ವಿಂಟರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಎಸ್, ವಿಂಟರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪೆನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹೌಸ್, ದ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಲೌ ದ ಲೈಟ್ ಟು ಎಂಟರ್. Light will penetrate inside the glass house, but the same glass does not allow to heat to escape. So light is a visible light here. So after heating one to, heat will escape outside, that is a long wave radiation. The same phenomena, the response for the increase in the temperature inside that glass house and the productivity increases. If you take the larger scale, earth alone, adhe phenomena. So the atmosphere which is present surrounding that earth one, that will allow the light to penetrate. 50% of sunlight will strike to the earth's surface. The earth's surface will be heated up. Then the long wave radiation heat is emitted back one. Then some of the heat is escaped one. Most of the heat is trapped inside the atmosphere. Again, it is re-reflected over the earth's surface. So this will lead to the global warming. The global warming is the gradual and the overheating of the earth. Gradual process. It is not sudden one. Overheating of the earth due to increased layer of the greenhouse gases, yes, is called the global warming. So it is not confined to the particular space also, means place. So everywhere temperature increases, even equator, temperate zone, even the alpine region, everywhere temperature increases one. That is called the global warming. In past century, the earth temperature increased almost 0.6 degrees Celsius, that is also in last 3 decades. So ಈ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿಂದಾನೆ ಎದಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಿದೆ. So due to the human intervention, the concentration of gases which is responsible for the greenhouse effect increased. So who are responsible means greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide 60% responsible, methane 20%, CFC 14%, nitrous oxide is a 6%. Due to the increased concentration of these gases, global warming is a serious issue. Yes. Now, what are the impacts of global warming means? If the temperature increases everywhere, tropical, temperate, even in the polar region, everywhere if the temperature increases one, what are the impacts? So first, this is deleterious effect on environment. It is a simple, clear. If the temperature increases, the distribution of organism, their migration pattern, their tolerance limit for every organism changes. Even if you take the human beings also, the human being can live comfortably from the 25 to 32, 38 degrees Celsius. If the temperature increases one, their survival is also questioned. So deleterious effect on complete environment. Second one, this will affect the odd changes in climate. Odd changes means one term is mentioned in the textbook, that is the El Nino. The description about this is not given. El Nino, La Nino, these are some important topics are there. You have to understand that. So odd changes in climate means El Nino is there. So this is South America and this side Australia is there. In between that one, Pacific Ocean is there. Yes. So what happened in El Nino? In water bodies, warm water current and cold water current, some phenomena is going on. Clear? So in El Nino the surface temperature suddenly increased from the western coast of the South America. Yes. So due to that one, the upwelling take place. Yes. So this El Nino pattern now changes. Initially, El Nino will take place for every 7 to 8 years. ಒಂದು 7-8 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದ್ಸತ ಎಲ್ ನಿನೋ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ನಾವು ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಫಿನಾಮಿನಾ. ಪ್ರತಿ 2 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೊಮ್ಮೆ ಎಲ್ ನಿನೋ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಎಲ್ ನಿನೋ ವಿಲ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಮಾನ್ಸೂನ್ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಸೊ ಲೋ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್, ಹೈ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಓಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆಂಪ್ರೇಚರ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾನ್ಸೂನ್, ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಮಾನ್ಸೂನ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾನ್ಸೂನ್ ಎವರೇಜ್ ಆಗೋದೇ. ಸೊ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಡ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕ್ಲೈಮೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ ನಿನೋ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲಾ ನಿನೋ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮಾನ್ಸೂನ್ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್. ವೆದರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲೈಮೇಟ್ ಅಂತ 2 ಟರ್ಮ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಸ್, ವೆದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್. Yes, it is a matter of either 15 minutes, 1 hour, whatever. Climate means it is a long term. Means for 6 months, for 1 year, the climate is a longer average weather. Clear? So weather suddenly change agಬೋದು, other climate change ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Here what they told, odd changes in the climate itself. Yes, in India ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ this is a tropical climate country ಅಂತ. Tropical means it is present just near the equator. Here temperature is maximum. Here monsoon will take place. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲೈಮೇಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಿಂಟರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಳೆ ಬೀಳ್ಬೋದು. ಎಸ್, ಸೊ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಲಿಟೇರಿಯಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಆಡ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲೈಮೇಟ್. ಇಫ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಒನ್, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್? The polar ices, whatever the ice or glaciers are present here and in higher altitude, start melting. The polar ice and in other places start melting. So only 3 lines are given. Yes, if the polar ice or the ice which are present in the other altitude or higher altitude start melting, what is the impact? So whatever the ice or glaciers are present in the North Pole and South Pole, if they melt, suddenly water is released into these water bodies. Yes, obviously the water level increases, and this the melting of polar ice lead to fourth one, increase in sea water level, and submergence of coastal area. This is a serious problem. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಧ್ರುವ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಧ್ರುವ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಂಜುಗಡ್ಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರಗಿ ಹೋದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನೀರಿನ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಮೆಲ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಐಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೈಯರ್ altitude, the water level increase in the water body. This will increase the submerge the coastal area. For example, if you take the small islands which are present in the oceans, ಲಕ್ಷದ್ವೀಪ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಅಂಡಮಾನ್ ನಿಕೋಬಾರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯೂಗಿನಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಮೆಡಗಾಸ್ಕರ್ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ಇಫ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್, ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಐಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡಿಸಪಿಯರ್. And 60% of the world population is inhabited in the coastal area. If you take the Australia, India, any country, India, Mumbai is a coastal area, Kolkata is a coastal area, Chennai is a coastal area, many big cities are present in the coastal area. All these cities will submerge. So these are only 4 lines are mentioned in the textbook. Deleterious effect on the environment, the odd changes in the climate, for example, El Nino pattern changes, the polar ices and the ice which are present on the higher altitude start melting. This will increase the water level in the water bodies, specifically oceans or seas, and which result in the submergence of the coastal area. So these are the impacts. ಈಗ global warming ತಡೆಗಟ್ಟುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. How we are going to stop this one? So many simple methodology or the simple methods are there. If you implement this one, there is a solution for the global warming. If the collectively, if all the countries will approach collectively, then it can be solved. But the coordination is not present between the countries. No? So how the global warming can be controlled? That is again 3 marks question. How to control global warming. How to control? So simple again, 3-4 points are mentioned in the textbook. For exam point of view, that is enough. Clear? So what they give, how to control means, first one, reduce the usage of fossil fuel. If you take the main contributor, 60% of global warming is responsible due to the carbon dioxide only. Yes. So these fossil fuels are used in the industry, automobile. So just I think the average Earth surface temperature is increased to 0.6 degrees Celsius in the last 3 decades only. So industrialization, automobile sector expansion in the last 30 years only. So if you reduce the usage of fossil fuel, if fossil fuel usage stop ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ alternatives there. So there are many alternatives ways are there. Wind energy is there, thereafter the solar energy is there, hybrid energy is there, even nuclear power energy is there. So fossil fuel ಬದಲಿಗೆ alternative form of energy we can use. So fossil fuel usage ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡೋದು. Second one, increase the efficiency of energy. Means whatever the electricity energy generated, either hydro electricity or the thermal electricity or the from the fossil fuel. So energy efficiency H1. Simple example, nowadays we are using the LED lights. Yes, they are brighter and they are consuming the less electricity. Before that one, CFL ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. CFL, clear? So before that one, ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಬಲ್ಬ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. So as the research and development increases one, the energy efficiency increases. Even if you take any electronic devices are there, so there are some standard knobs are there. We have to use that in the instruments only. So energy increase the efficiency of the usage of energy. Yes. So fossil fuel use ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, energy efficiency ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So third one is stop deforestation and plant many trees. So deforestation means ಅರಣ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಕಡಿಯೋದು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ಗಿಡಗಳನ್ನು ಹಚ್ಚೋದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So why means if the deforestation is carried out, the plant body is nothing but the sink where the carbon dioxide is deposited one. So if the deforestation is carried out, normal photosynthetic activity ಆಗಲಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗೋದೇ, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಅಟ್ಮಾಸ್ಫಿಯರ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ವಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So if you plant the trees one, then the large amount of carbon dioxide is result in this plant body. That's why Amazon forest alli ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ carbon dioxide reserve ಆಗಿದೆ. So we have to stop the deforestation and plant many more trees one. Next, reduce the growth of human population. Yes, until and unless if we can't control the human population size one, we can't do anything. If you take the India and China, these are the heavily populated countries. Here, consumption of fossil fuel is more. That's why large amount of carbon dioxide release one. If the population size is minimum or the less one, then the consumption is less, then the emission of greenhouse gases are reduced one, then the ultimately greenhouse means global warming can be reduced. So these are the same one. So similarly, many international treaties, the means agreements are carried on here, even local level and global level. Measures are taken. So what are these means? So simply United Nations alli ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಬಾಡೀಸ್, ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ನೇಷನ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಲೈಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಆಗಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಕ್ಲೈಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಬಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ವಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಹೆಡ್ಸ್ ದೆನ್ ಮೆಟ್, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಸೊ 1992 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ತ್ ಸಮಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಎಸ್, ಅರ್ತ್ ಸಮಿಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ರಿಯೋ ಡಿ ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಶ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಅವರು ಭೇಟಿ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಸಮಿಟ್ ಇನ್ 1992. That is Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Yes, this is in Brazil in 1992. So after that one, repeatedly meetings are carried out one. So Earth Summit ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಮತ್ತೆ 1990 means 7 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯೋಟೋ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕ್ಯೋಟೋ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಜಾಪನೀಸ್ ಸಿಟಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸಲ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಕ್ಯೋಟೋ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ 1997 ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 155 countries signed one. So what is a Kyoto protocol means? In this one, many measures are taken to reduce the greenhouse emission of the greenhouse gases. Under Kyoto protocol, some of the country has decided to reduce the carbon emission ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ 2008 ಟು 2012. ಸೊ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ 1990 ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಎಮಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ 5% ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇವ್ರು ಕಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಎಸ್, ಕ್ಯೋಟೋ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೀಟಿ. ಸೊ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾನು ಸಿಗ್ನೇಚರ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಆರ್ obliged to follow this Kyoto Protocol. Clear? After that one, many summits are carried out. So, other ನಂತರ Doha summit ಆಯಿತು. So, repeatedly international authorities are discussing how to reduce the global warming. ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ NCERT ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಮೆಜರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಅರ್ತ್ ಸಮಿಟು, ದೆನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಜೊಹಾನ್ಸ್ಬರ್ಗ್ ಸಮಿಟು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಯೋಟೋ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್, ಮೆನಿ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. So these are we are going to on to the CET session. Yes. So this is about the greenhouse effect and global warming. In that one, what are the impact? This is also 3 marks question. What are the control measures? This is also 3 marks question. Otherwise, greenhouse effect andrenu, global warming andrenu, ivella topic kelidare. Clear? So I hope you have understood this topic. Yes, just read the notes and the textbook properly. That is enough for the board examination, and it is not that much difficult. Yes, so hope everyone is a healthy one. We'll meet again in the next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Have a nice day.